You ready to let the dogs out?
What?
Do what?
From the All Indiana Podcast Network.
Join Pet Pals TV's Patty Spitler as we celebrate our furry friends.
Cats, dogs, and all the critters in your family.
Celebrate the bond between pets and people and meet Hoosier heroes saving four-legged lives.
I love it. Good. I'm glad.
It's the Positively Patty Podcast.
I can't wait anymore. Me neither.
Now, your host, here's Wish TV contributor, Patty Spitler.
And welcome to the Positively Patty podcast, and we thank you very much for joining us. We have a special guest today, Tom Dock, who is the communications director for Noah's Animal Hospitals, also our Pet Pals TV investigative reporter. So we thank him for being on today. We're going to talk about February, and this is Dental Health Month for your pet. Pet Dental Health Month. Well, this only applies to dogs, right? No, it applies to cats too. So we have some innovative and revealing information that Tom is going to share with us. So stay tuned. And it's time again. PPP. That stands for, hold on, Positively Patty Podcast. Tom Dock is with us again. Of course, he is our Pet Pals TV investigative reporter, and also he is the director of communications for Noah's Animal Hospitals, and he's got a lot on his mind and a lot to do. Thank you for joining us again, making time for us.
Oh, it's always a pleasure. You know, I just love educating those pet owners out there because the better care the pets get, the happier the pet owners are. It's just a win-win all around.
Right. And I always say that, you know, if you keep your pet healthy, in the long run, that's better for everybody because, you know, it's not as expensive if you keep up with it, just like any health problems.
Right. I always say something along the lines of, we like to add years to the life of your pet so that they can add life to your years.
I love that. Ooh, I may steal that.
You have to talk to Dr. Thomas from Noah's about stealing it, but yeah, I think that'll be okay.
I love it. I love it. I'll give you credit. I'll put a little asterisk there. Okay, now today we're talking about, it's February, and it should happen all year long, but February draws attention to it, Pet Dental Health Month. You gave me some notes. Let me read your first note. More than 85% of our pets will have some sort of dental disease before the time they are 3 years old. That's startling.
It is startling, and I think it's a fact that most people don't know. And actually, newer research is showing, especially in toy breed dogs,
small, yeah.
Yorkies and Malteses and Pugs, those guys are showing signs of bone loss by 1 year of age.
Whoa. Now, I had always thought, conversely, that the larger breed dogs don't have issues at all with their teeth, but they do. I took Stewie, and it was last year, and you even found, with Dr. Petersman, a small tooth on the bottom that needed to be extracted.
Yeah,
so they can have problems, too.
Right. He had an incisor. And think about our dogs, okay? They like to chew on things, but it doesn't mean that their teeth are any stronger than our teeth. And we hear about people breaking their teeth all the time. And so our dogs are chewing on things. And we talked about Stewie. He likes to chew on, I think you said, is your railing at home.
It's the stairwell. It's an old wooden stairwell. And especially when he was younger, and he would, unfortunately, and chew through, so he was chewing inside the house.
Right. So what he did was he wore down the enamel on that little incisor, and it exposed the pulp cavity. And the pulp cavity is where the nerves and the blood vessels live. And that's a place that can be very painful. If you've ever cracked a tooth, it's a very painful thing. And so it's painful for the dog. They don't want to eat on that side. Best thing is if we can't put a cap on it, which can be done for dogs, actually.
And you even made that suggestion. You said, would you like to cap it? But the tooth was so small, you can't even see it.
Can't even tell. So we just pulled that out.
Yeah. And thank you again. I was I was surprised, but very, very grateful for what you did. Dental x-rays, you need to have this for dogs. Find pathology, 28% of dogs and 42% of cats with mouths that appear obviously normal.
Right. So what happens is at home, you're flipping the lip, you're playing with your dog or whatever, and you're like, oh, look, nice white teeth, or maybe just a little bit of plaque and tartar.
Right.
But when we put them under anesthetic and then we take an x-ray of the mouth and of the teeth in that area, the percentages that you just talked about, 28% of dogs and 42% of cats, when you look at their mouth and you think it's normal, they have hidden pathology under the gum line.
Then that leads us to your next, number 3. 60% of the tooth lies under the gum line.
Exactly. So when we've had to extract teeth before, like a big canine tooth or something like that, they come out, big dog, like say my Mastiff or even your Stewie, your Bernese Mountain Dog, that tooth, when you pull it out in its entirety, it might be 4 to 6 inches long.
I was surprised at how long that little tiny tooth, but the length of it was very, very long. It was about an inch and a half,
Right.
whereas you only saw just a little bit sticking out on the bottom there. So the next step to this would be you got to have x-rays.
Right. So you need to have x-rays so we can know all the pathology. Some people look and they see, oh, he's just missing that tooth. Well, really, it's unerupted. There might be a cyst underneath. There might be infection going on. And again, that's limiting the lifespan of your pet. We know that pets that have good dental care will live longer.
Like humans.
Like humans.
I mean, your teeth, the condition of your teeth affects your whole body.
Right.
Now, this is interesting. Never heard this before. Oh, I don't know that I can say it. Feline
Odontoclastic resorptive lesions.
Wow. This is something cats have. Say it again and tell me what it is.
So it's feline odontoclastic resorptive lesions. We call them phorals for short so that we can remember that. And what it is the body of the cat is actually attacking the enamel of the tooth, and it really likes to attack the enamel right at the gum line. And so what happens is the body is destroying that enamel. The pulp cavity again gets exposed, a very painful thing for this cat. Really don't know the reason why.
There's lots of
there's lots of theories, and it's probably some immune-mediated type of thing or autoimmune thing. And in some cases, we've got to pull almost all the teeth on these cats.
Ooh, okay. Certain dog breeds are more prone to dental problems due to conformation characteristics such as the shortened face or jaw. So that would include what, pugs and things like that?
Pugs, Boston Terriers, Bulldogs, but think any of your toy breeds too. All dogs have 42 teeth, regardless
Wait,
if
give
they're...
me that again.
All dogs have 42 teeth, or are supposed to have 42 teeth.
I didn't know that.
So whether it's a big, giant Great Dane or if it's a little Chihuahua, they all have 42 teeth. And so think about the smashed face breeds and the little breeds. There's 42 teeth in that mouth, and so there's not a lot of space. That means there's going to be more problems.
Yeah. What about like an underbite? Some of the dogs, like bulldogs, you see, and it's very cute, and people think it's adorable. That's a problem too, isn't it?
It certainly can be, because sometimes the teeth don't meet correctly. Now, with breed standards and everything, the bulldog is supposed to have that underbite, but it doesn't necessarily make for a healthy pet.
Right.
Believe it or not, there are orthodontics for dogs. I didn't put that in the notes, so I'm surprising you right now.
You see, you're surprised me.
Right, I surprised you. So you can actually get braces for your dogs, orthodontics, that can move teeth around. Not so much that we're going to fix that jaw,
right,
but sometimes they do have malaligned teeth and stuff. And a veterinary dentist, so someone who specializes in veterinary dentistry, can actually put braces on your dog.
So there are veterinary dentists.
Absolutely.
Wow.
A specialist.
Not just a vet, but a specialty.
Right.
Like a dentist that we would go to or so. Okay, wow. Bad breath is not normal.
Nope. Just like with us, we shouldn't have bad breath depending on what we ate. And of course, it depends on what the dog ate as well. But what we need to realize is if you're smelling something foul, there's plaque, there's bacteria in there. There could even be pus if you start seeing the bone deterioration, the teeth becoming mobile. That's very frustrating for the dog. They'll only eat on one side. So if they've got that bad breath, they need to see a veterinarian as soon as possible.
Okay, bad breath, that's a good thing. And it applies to humans as well, so there you go. Now, here's something that is under, I won't say under fire, but people are talking about this right now and saying, oh, I can get my dog's teeth cleaned and he doesn't need to go under anesthesia. Wrong, right?
That is absolutely incorrect, and we're going to have to watch our timer because this is a soapbox for me, actually.
Okay, all right.
It's one of those things I love to talk about. So we can go to a dentist and have our teeth cleaned simply because we know when to spit, that we can hold our mouth open and everything like that. Dogs can't spit. Cats can't spit. They aren't going to hold their mouth open, even if it's a well-trained dog.
They're not. It may be a little painful, like when you want to. I want the Novocaine. I understand.
And so you're scraping on those teeth with sharp instruments. It could cut their gums. They don't like it. And you get these folks who say, well, we hold them in proprietary holds. We can do this. Here's the bottom line, and this comes from all of the experts in the field. If you go to some place that uses non-anesthetic dentistry, tries to clean the teeth without anesthesia, you're making the teeth whiter but not healthier.
Because
you can't get under the gum line, you can't get on the inside of the teeth, any of that kind of stuff. The dog's not going to let you do it, or cat.
you did good in a short amount of time.
Well, it's a passion of mine. I'll talk about it more and more if we need to.
And I did. Some people think, well, with little dogs, I don't want to put anesthesia. You did it with my Mabel. She was fine, and she didn't protest. By the way, she needs another cleaning, but that's another story. Small dogs, on average, though, would you say they need to have their teeth cleaned, every couple of years?
I think it really depends on the dog and the genetics of the dog, because genetics does play into this, the age as well. And most importantly, what are you as the owner doing to help maintain the teeth? Are we brushing teeth? Are we giving dental treats? What kind of chew toys do they have? Because that can all minimize the plaque and then extend the time in between dental cleanings.
Okay. Then that you did very nice. Lead us to the next thing here. Fluoride treatment. What does that entail? Tell me what that is.
Okay, so if you go to your veterinarian and the dog has a dental cleaning or cat has a dental cleaning, the last step that we do after cleaning, after scaling, after polishing is we apply a fluoride foam. Again, remember, dogs and cats can't spit, and so like the fluoride rinse that we use, we're spitting out at the dentist chair or in our mouthwash or whatever.
Right.
Dogs and cats can't do that. So we apply the foam, then we wipe it off. That just helps make a less hospitable environment for the bacteria, so we slow down the plaque.
Okay. Well, that's what dentists do now. For you go and they put something in the little fluoride on your teeth. Again, this is always amazing how humans and pets, dogs and cats, relate to us. Many of the same problems and ailments they have, humans have. We can learn from them, we can benefit from them, and they can benefit from our experience as well.
Absolutely. I mean, you think about it, we brush our teeth at least once or twice a day, right? That would be ideal if we could brush our pets' teeth once a day. It's not always the easiest thing to do, and there's other options out there. So, but the important thing is we've got to keep the mouth healthy so we can keep them alive longer.
Okay, that's your next one. Home care, brushing your pet's teeth. I got to admit, I don't do that. What should I do?
Well, I think, it depends on how well Mabel or Stewie are going to tolerate the brushing. You could certainly try brushing, but it needs to happen at longest more than every other day. So every day would be great. Plaque takes about 72 hours to harden into the tartar, so we need to happen at least every other day. That's gold standard. Now, you can feed certain diets. There are foods designed out there that will actually clean the teeth, and that's a myth that dry food cleans teeth. Most dry food doesn't because the kibble shatters. You want a dental diet that'll hold its shape and scrub the teeth up and down. There's chew toys that you can use. I do use the chew toys and the chewy things that they say help dental plaque there's
and all
things
that.
like Veggie Dent and CET chews and all those things. And people get a little worried about rawhide. I give my dogs rawhide, and that's kind of a hot topic for people.
Yes, it is.
Here's the thing that I tell them. Rated PG, parental guidance only. Don't leave it alone. Don't leave the house and leave your dog with rawhide.
Right. Well, I used to with my Louie years ago. He used to have those big rawhide bones. I didn't know then. Now I give Stewie, maybe he gets one of those little ones, a little tiny one, maybe once every 2 days. So he doesn't have the huge bone. Again, moderation is always a good thing as well. Use your brain a little bit. Okay, look for the Veterinary Oral Health Seal. I didn't know about this. Tell us.
Veterinary Oral Health Council. So this is a group that got together, and basically all these companies who make these products can submit the research to the Veterinary Oral Health Council. The Veterinary Oral Health Council reviews the research and says, yep, you did a good job. You can use our seal and say that your product reduces plaque by 30% or whatever the number is for that company.
Sure. Okay.
And so when you're looking for products for at-home care, look for the Veterinary Oral Health Council seal, VOHC. VOHC. HD. Okay. All right. This is a lot to absorb. You'll have to play this podcast over a couple times. And also, we invite you to go to petpalstv.com and look up Tom and his blogs and his stories that are on there as well. And you invite folks to ask you questions too. Oh, I get questions in the email pretty consistently, really? Actually. Yeah, it's kind of fun. So I love doing that. Now, I just warn people, I'm not a veterinarian, so always seek advice from your veterinarian, and I will guide you with that. But I can provide, general type advice for folks.
You are pretty darn good, though. You know an awful lot.
Thank you.
And I refer to you. I love that I always ask Tom, I go, Tom, could you come on? He goes, yes. Tom, would you? He goes, yes. So whenever I ask for help on our show or during a podcast or doing something on Wish TV, you're always very receptive to that. And I love a man who says yes. You know that. Yeah.
Yes.
He did it again. You see what he did there? Tom Dock, NOAA's communication director and our Pet Pals TV investigative reporter. You are an A+ in my book.
Oh, thank you. And thanks for having me here. I enjoy it. So go to petpalstv.com, ask questions. I love it.
Ask Tom some questions. Keep calm and contact Tom. Tom Dock, we thank you very much. And we'll take a bite out of healthy teeth is what we were talking about today. So thank you so much. And we'll see you next time on the Positively Patty podcast. This has been the Positively Patty podcast from Wish TV. I'm Patty Spittler. Be sure to follow and subscribe to this podcast. Make sure you do that now. And check out for new updates every single week. You can also learn more at wishtv.com. And when you follow Wish TV on Facebook.
Discover more pet-friendly stories at petpalstv.com and stay with Wish TV online at wishtv.com and when you follow Wish TV on Facebook. Be sure to like and subscribe to this podcast and discover more great podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.